Amina the thick and curved one admired by all for her sweet and charming body. In the heart of West Africa, in a vibrant village nestled between rolling hills and lush green forest, there lived a young woman named Amina. Known for her beauty, intelligence, and strength, she was the pride of her community. But it wasn't just her graceful smile or her sharp mind that made Amina stand out. There was something about her that made every man in the village take notice. Amina had what many would call a thick body, full hips, a strong yet soft figure, and curves that seemed to tell a story of her heritage, a legacy passed down through generations. Her appearance was a manifestation of her mother's wisdom and her grandmother's strength, who had both carried the weight of the world with grace and resilience. From a young age, Amina had been taught that her body was a blessing. Amina had an hourglass body that charmed men, and they even fought over her. The men in her village often whispered about her in admiration. They'd marvel at how she walked through the market, how her laugh echoed in the breeze like music, how she could handle any challenge with ease. It wasn't long before the men from neighboring villages began showing up, hoping to win her heart, but Amina, strong-willed and independent, was never quick to settle. She valued respect over compliments, and she knew that there was more to love than just physical attraction. It wasn't enough to be admired for her shape. She wanted to be admired for her character, her intellect, and her determination. One day, a group of suitors from a neighboring town arrived, each trying to impress her in their own way. One brought her an elaborate necklace, another a basket full of the finest fruits, and yet another a beautifully woven cloth. Amina accepted their gifts politely but did not let their displays of wealth sway her. She thanked each of them and told them that she would only choose a suitor who understood her heart and her spirit. Weeks passed, and the men continued their attempts, each trying to outdo the other. But Amina remained steadfast, watching as they competed for her attention. It wasn't until one day, when a stranger arrived in the village, a young man named Kofi from a far-off land, that things changed. Kofi was different. He did not bring gifts or make promises of riches. He simply spoke to Amina with honesty. He admired her for her work ethic and intelligence, not just for her body. "You are more than what the eye can see," Kofi told her one afternoon while they were sitting by the river, watching the sunset. "You are a force of nature. Your strength is what makes you beautiful." Amina was taken aback. Here was a man who saw her for who she truly was. Not just her curves or her beauty, but her mind, her soul, and her spirit. Kofi had been raised with the understanding that a woman's true beauty was in her heart and how she carried herself in the world. He believed that love should come from mutual respect, not superficial attraction. Over the course of many weeks, they spent time together, talking about dreams, life, and love. Amina found herself drawn to Kofi's kindness, his respect for her, and his genuine desire to know her beyond the surface. And slowly, the other suitors faded into the background. When the day finally came for Amina to make her decision, the whole village gathered. The men stood waiting, each hoping that he would be the one to win her favor. But Amina, with a smile that could light up the sky, walked up to Kofi and took his hand. "I choose you, Kofi," she said, her voice steady and strong. "Because you see me for who I truly am." The crowd cheered, and in that moment, Amina's choice became a lesson for everyone. It wasn't her body that had drawn Kofi to her, it was her heart, her wisdom, and her strength. In the end, it was not her physical form that made her irresistible, it was her authenticity, her confidence, and the love she gave freely to those who respected her. As she and Kofi walked hand in hand toward their future, Amina knew that her thick body was not just a gift, it was a symbol of everything she had overcome, and everything she had to offer. And that, she realized, was the true power of a WM.